Hey everyone, this is Alaska from Call Out Culture. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. And if you are enjoying the podcast and you feel inspired to start your own, let me tell you about the system that we use. It is called Anchor. Best things about Anchor, it's free. There's tools that allow you to create and record and edit your podcast right from your phone and your computer. You can even add a song from Spotify directly into your episodes. The possibilities are endless of what you could create, whether it's like music analysis or your own radio show or something that the world's never heard before. I don't know what that is. You figure that out. Not my job, yours. Anchor is going to distribute the podcast for you so it'll be heard on Spotify, Apple, and all the other podcast you can use. Like all you do is you upload your podcast and boom, it appears in the other feeds. You can also make money through advertisements like this, or you can also set up like your own sort of Patreon fan support thing. There's no minimum listenership, and everything you need to make your podcast is in one place. So if you want to do a podcast, you want to be like us here at Call Out Culture, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get started.
Welcome to Call Out Culture Podcast with Alaska, Curly Castro, and Zilla Rock.
Boom! Live from the apocalypse. Then, now, and forever. Motherfucking Call Out Culture, Free Music Empire, crossover, part 2. You know what I mean? So far, we're down 0-1, Alaska. I'm not with that shit. They fucking snuck up on us, man. We got a little too lax. You know? We had home court, came in and dunked all my fucking shit like Trae Young against the Sixers.
Wow, man.
Not having it. So if you heard our first crossover collabo, we were talking 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying with our esteemed guest on this podcast now, Dan O, motherfucking K Diggy. Two most handsome rap motherfuckers in Maine I ever met. I can say that clearly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's between you guys and Soul.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. SOLE.
You win. So welcome to our show now, man. You know what I mean? I would have handicapped us as like -3.5, but it might be a deadlock for this one. You know what I mean? He came in and smacked us real quick with the 50 Cent one. That was a good one. So Curly Castro is on the road now with Prem Rock. So go see them if they're in your towns. They've been killing it with Arm & Hammer. I was gracious and lucky enough to be on stage when they opened up in Philly, and then they've been in Vermont, Maine. I don't know where the fuck they are. They're somewhere up there, Providence, whatever. Check them out. Ben and Jerry's headquarters. They're rocking there tomorrow. It's gonna be wild. Eating that Stephen Colbert ice cream. So we got Alaska here. Alaska's alive. He's rocking the merch of the enemy, but whatever.
Hey man, you know,
we're here.
Came in the mail today. Got to wear it.
We got to
good call. And speaking of things in the mail, I did get I told the guys my Sons of Andre Dungeons of Doom CD from Chumzilla and Scorsese. So she looks incredible. It came with a wonderful gigantic Zip Squad Jihad Scorsese Shells Lord Jones giant postcard, and then a postcard of Alaska looking like dude from Umbrella Factory, Umbrella Academy with Jason Gray. Meets Rob Sonic. So if you're an investor in Subordinate Records or our people, if you fuck with Human Zoo, you fuck with Fireside Chat, Sons of Andre, all that shit. Cop it. All right.
Best merch in the game, dude.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So we're lucky our friends are here tonight. First ever crossover on our platform. So we talked 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying with the fellas, as their readers poll said that was the best rap album for Hooks. That was the winner. So now we're going to talk about on our show, what are the other great rap albums for pure hooks only. So I'll say when I voted on that poll, my choice was Biz Markie Going Off. That to me was up there. But then when I saw the other comments coming in, one that I love so much, and I've really never talked about on the show a lot, is Cypress Hill Black Sunday.
Ooh.
That was a great call, whoever. So shout out to whoever follows Free Music Empire, Dan,
Yep.
Keyboard Colossus. That was, I've used so many things from that record in terms of like Be Real's approach to hooks, where like they're very simple and anybody can do them. You know what I mean? But like when the shit goes down, you better be ready. Like anyone could do that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, cock the hammer, it's time for action. Cock the hammer, like, insane in the membrane. Like all that shit is just so basic. When you hear albums like that, you're like, why didn't I think of that? You know what I mean? As a rapper yourself. But outside of those choices, what are some of your guys' go-to albums for hooks? We talked about 50 already. I said Bismarck when I voted. I love the Cypress Hill joint. What do you guys got?
Dan, as our guest, I'll let you jump in first.
Well, so I'll say, like, most of my hooks, like my learning about hooks comes from when I was stationed in Fort Hood in the military. I'm going to give proper appreciation and love to my best friend for a year, Al Robinson, who's from Southwest Atlanta. He said he went to school with like the Dungeon Family clique.
Damn.
Those dudes. It was like, he was like breaking down those dudes before I knew anything. He was like, you like Outkast? Wait till you hear Sleepy Brown. Like he was like, he knew all the shit. So
wow.
His best friend was this other dude, Rashawn Andrews, and they had this, the way like kids from my school would trade jokes from Seinfeld,
right?
Sing hooks from a 1997 album called Organized Bass.
What is that?
Kilo Ali, Organized Bass.
I've never heard of these cats.
This is just a dude trying to, you got to find the album cover. I'm trying to switch it to the thing, it won't work. But yeah, Kilo Ali, Organized Bass. It was, I hated it when they played it. I hated it. It was so silly. It was so dumb. And it's crazy because Kilo Ali is Atlanta all the way. I mean, we're talking about,
really?
CeeLo's on this album. Big Boy's on this album in 97. Like, this is real. So,
whoa.
But the production is Miami bass style production. It's fast, crazy. So, and it's such a beautifully Southern album in terms of, like, we go from, I got some hooks written down here to show you how insane this is. Like,
this is Kilo Ali. Apparently, this dude went to jail. Also,
I believe it.
Did a 6-year bid.
So he has a song called "Love in Her Mouth."
Sure.
As one does.
Love, we're making love all in her mouth, and it goes from there. But then he has like a song that's like, so right after the "You Should Have Fellatio on Me" is like "Lost Your Mind"
on me.
Yes.
Through me.
I always appreciate when it's on me or instead of with, like,
yep.
Like where I made love on her.
Yep. So he has "Lost Your Mind," which is so serious and so religious. It's so, I love it. He's just, some of y'all done lost your mind. Oh Lord, some of y'all done lost your mind. And it made me cry. And he says it 4 times. And then at the end of the song, there's this beautiful one where he goes 5 times. He says, "Money and clothes, Beamers and Vogues. I'd rather go to heaven than any other." And so there's this like religious, like, Southern thing, but then it's like, it's so amazing. It's so beautifully Southern rap.
That's great. I never heard. Shouts to you bringing that one to the mix. Holy shit. What about you, Diggy?
So how I want to ask this: how would we each define what is a good hook? I think that's important to determine the criteria before we.
Okay. All right. I'll break it down like this. So my first rap group I was in, My rap partner was a fucking pretty boy, like Jerry Curl, not Jerry. He like curly haired ass, light skinned dude who was like rocking the whole Usher blazers with the jeans and the fitted look. Like that was his shit. Like he was really on his us. He would take like an hour and a half to get ready to go out as a dude. And he was he wasn't very good as a bar spitter, but he was really, really, really good at hooks. And so he used to critique me and criticize me. And I was very young and insecure and had thin skin, right? But he broke it down for me back then because all my hooks were like Raekwon, like Remedy, Vinny Paz, like Prodigy shit, which is basically like a verse but short. And he was like, nah, dude, the verses got to be the verses, but the hooks got to be like one or two lines max. Like it needs to be totally separate. And it took me years to figure out how to like turn that part of my brain off. And so he was really big on Slum Village. Right. And at the time, I didn't like Slum at all. I was like, these dudes are fucking trash. But we would be in his car and all he would ever play was no, he didn't drive it. He fucking freeloaded off me and his girlfriend. He would always play JD, fuck the police. On the count of three, say fuck the police. 1, 2, 3, fuck the police. And like that was the formula right there. Something as simple as that. On the count of three, say fuck the police. Something super easy you can say all day and night. You know what I mean? So like he brought that into my periphery to understand like the hook needs to have the stickiness factor. You got to remember the verse, and coming from like a super lyrical, point of view as a writer back then, it was very hard to get my head around. But for me, like that's when you think of the song and you think of the hook first, that's the shit. You're like, that's to me is like, and then so if you think of a certain record where you're like, oh, that album's got all these crazy hooks and hits that I go to for that, to me, that would be like how you might line it up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's why I said like my thing was like Biz going off. You know what I mean? Something like that, where every song has like a crazy hook. And then when you go through his first 3 albums, they're all like that. The hooks are just all on fire. More so like the actual bars or the concepts or something. You know what I mean? Yep. Whereas now it's weird because, everything is the hooks. All the verses are hooks, like all contemporary rap.
Yep. I would, Alaska, I would say that a great hook is like a face hugger from Aliens. It takes you over. You have no choice. You're singing it in the supermarket. You're ashamed.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would say, think of what Missy Elliott does.
Oh, shit.
Yo, let me tell you something real quick, man. We were, my wife, we were coming back from somewhere. We went on this big hike over the weekend, right? The day of the Arm & Hammer show, we hike 5 fucking miles and get lost, right? Yeah. Burn like 900 calories, right? But on the way, she had this playlist on Spotify called Door Knockers. And it was all like female rappers, Bahamadia, Queen Latifah, Moni Love, Missy, Lauryn Hill, all that shit, right? So they like all these random Missy songs were sprinkled through it, but all different stages of her career, right? So when I Can't Stand the Rain comes on, every couplet of that song is a fucking hook.
Yep.
Yeah. I Feel the Wind. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beep, beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Vroom. That's a hook. You know what I mean? Like just that shit right there. It be me, and Timothy. Like that's a hook. That's not rapping. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like every couplet on that whole shit. Freaky. You know what I mean? She does that shit on the verse. Like, yeah, can we get freaky tonight? Like Coco, yo, with my yo. You know what I mean? She's just riding that shit. It's not really.
Some people like you would see some people. This Cash Money happens with this, where they spoke in hooks. Everything was a hook.
Right.
Yep.
Like Biggie was that way. Any 2-bar couplet from Biggie is a hook. His whole catalog, every fucking song. I can feel you with real millionaire shit. Escargot, my cargo, 160 swiftly, wrecked by your new run, your crew run. That's all a hook. I know you, sick of this, name brand, flows girl, say he, sweet like licorice. Like that's all choruses. You know what I mean?
I have to ask Alaska something, because there was a time in New York history where I feel like New York hated good hooks.
Welcome to Death Jokes.
you can't like. So what were you in the middle of that? When did you grow out of that? How was that process for you?
I mean, when we were like young, we were doing like 5-minute songs that were all verse. Like it was painful to listen to, I can imagine. But I think when we got signed to Jux, like our sort of idea at that time was like, if you have a banging beat and banging hooks, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Yup.
Right? Like, so that was sort of like our ethos. I don't know if we had banging beats or banging hooks, but that's what we were gunning for, like with Hangar 18. So we wanted to make 3-minute rap songs, nothing more than that, nothing too crazy. We wanted to be a dope ass beat and have a catchy hook, and then style out in the verse, because like that's what underground was. But we felt like, if people could get away with saying absolutely nothing, or like just some like real simple shit,
right,
and people only care about the hook anyway, why couldn't we like drop crazy verses, make a real catchy hook, and have like a catchy beat? Like that was sort of our ethos. So I think in a lot of ways we were always like the redhead stepchild on Jux, I think, because we weren't dark, we weren't brooding, we weren't like, look at my damage. Our shit was like, hey, let's get drunk and have fun.
Right.
Like even our stage show was that, like we were like, we just wanted to have fun. Like we would just like go into like improv sets, like doing skits out of the movie Juice, like in the middle of a set for no reason at all. Like just whatever felt right, we would just do it, like to work the crowd. So like I think we were really different than the rest of Jokes as far as like that was concerned.
Right.
So yeah, like we were heavy into hooks, always. Except when we were doing like 5-minute rap songs when we first started. But
I hear you.
Yeah.
So does that enlighten you a little bit, KD?
Yeah. So that actually kind of helped spark my pick. So I think for me, like there have been like a lot of, as I told you before we were on the show, like I didn't really start getting into hip hop till maybe the late 90s, early 2000s.
Bet.
And so there's been like a lot of great hooks. Like first thing that popped in my mind was like Ha by Juvenile and Back That Ass Up. Back That Thing Up. But listening to the album, I think they were both off 400 Degrees, but listening to the album, there weren't like a lot of other hooks that kind of stood out to me in that way. So I think for me, like consistency wise, the album that had the most consistently good hooks for me, in my opinion, was probably Lord Willing by The Clip.
Yeah, that's a great call.
When the last time you heard it like this?
That's my co-host.
Get flip.
Co-host right there.
And I think for me, like it was just like a mix. I mean, it was just that album was where a whole bunch of musical worlds collided. They had some hooks where the Clips handled the duties. There were some hooks where Pharrell hook handled the duty. I think they had a Faith Evans hook. They had a Khalees hook.
Yes.
So there was just, for me, that's where all of the worlds mixed, and it just came out to be like a really solid album. And very accessible as well.
That's a great pick. I mean, Grind, the weird thing is, like, I went back to Hell Hath No Fury, which is like one of my favorite albums ever.
Love that.
But the best hook on Hell Hath No Fury is a Pharrell hook. Hello, new world, here we come on the Twinkie trains with the hood screaming, I'm on my way. Is a rap, but best believe them things still get pop. Like, that's the only hook he really does. You know what I mean? And the rest of the album is just like really ill, but Pusha does the bulk of the hooks, and they're just not as good as the Pharrell one. Like, you just can't compete. You know what I mean? Like,
when Grindin' hit, and the video was just them in all black, they look
the throwback joint.
The same. They're just rapping about cocaine, never changing their faces, and you were like, you could do this on the radio? It was like, it just felt like, because we were coming out of like Chicken and Beer and all this shit,
right?
And we were like, this is hard. Like, what is this?
Grinding. Yeah. That shit.
And I mean, it was just so polished with the Neptune's production as well. So it was like a contradiction. It was like a surprise that I think really fucked like a lot of people up. Like, how could something so like? I mean, I think there was a lyric on Lord Willing where he was talking how everyone was, a fuss about it, but he was just like, oh, what's the fucking fuss about? Like, this happens every day. So to have like that juxtaposition of like that polished synthetic Neptune sound with like this really street grimy raps was like something that I think fucked a lot of people up.
That's so good. That's a great pick.
100%.
Lord Willing's a good gym album too. I like playing that shit at the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was, Jay went up to them and said, "You guys rap about cocaine too much," and then signed Jeezy immediately.
You know what? They should have turned around to him. You don't rap about drugs enough anymore, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck out
about 401ks.
Yeah, bro. Like 403B plan. Fuck you. Yo, my Roth IRA's popping. Shut up.
Yep.
Here's one I thought of too. T.I. King.
That has some good ass hooks on it.
Dude, front to back, King bag. What you know about that? Yeah. Talking to you. Fucking why you wanna that
oh my god,
water
that shit.
Why you want to go do that? Oh, well, that's on I think that's on Urban Legend.
Right.
Urban Legend. You're right. Same thing. Bring them out. Anything with Swizz is gonna be a fucking smash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stand up guy. That's on King. I remember like when I heard I was the most Southern hating ass dude outside of Organized Confusion. Like I just didn't connect for me. And then my one man, shouts to Starkey, who's a big electronic producer, but he was in my group. He was like really big on like Lil Flip and David Banner when all that shit was like first coming. I hated it. I was like, oh fuck this. And because he was all about bass. Anything with like a lot of bass, he loves. So he put me on Dizzy Rascal early. But anyway, when What You Know About That came out, I said to him, I was like, I get it. Now I understand that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I get. And I told him, I was like, you gotta make me beats like that. And then we broke up. So what are you gonna
do? Alaska, what do you have for your greatest hook album?
So as I mentioned earlier, I've been like wrestling with this all week, like what to pick. Like at one point I was gonna do Uptown Saturday Night. I was thinking about doing Nori's first record.
Oh, the change.
The CNN record. I was like, I'm going to throw a curveball and do Queen Latifah's Unity.
Yo, Black Rain is my most played COVID album, doggy.
Yeah, Black Rain. That's what I'm sorry. Black Rain. I was going to do that shit. But
Just Another Day.
Oh my God.
That was on the Door Knocker playlist. My wife, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
But I always come back to this record, and we don't ever talk about this record, I think, on Call Out Culture, but Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
I mean, come on, dude. That's a Vanguard. That's every song is a fucking hit.
Yep. I had, when I was writing my list, I had Dog Food in there in that place. Dog Food.
Let's Play House.
Every hook. Let's Play House. Psycho, like Smooth. Just so many. No, I Don't Want to Dream About Getting Paid. Oh my God.
Doggy Style is like.
It's just like a masterclass.
I was literally about to say that word. It is like Pump, all that shit.
Dude, you know even the skit, even like everybody's gonna get the hit.
W balls. Yeah.
Like all that shit is fucking. It's really just like brilliant hooks all the way through.
It is. I mean,
it's. We can say that.
Obviously, it was the first time that you were like parents were outraged, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were like, they're laughing, they're just joking. Like, you guys relax. Like, it was a that first time I remember that disconnect. But
it was such a game-changing record too. Like, I mean, I know everything's been said about Doggy Style already, but I feel because it's become so much a part of everything that we talk about,
right,
that people like don't talk about it anymore.
I remember. It's funny because I think that came out when I was 6. And I remember my dad.
I was 49.
and
His
No, I say I'm
401k
an age
is
because
popping back then.
Yeah.
my dad, he would sing gin and juice around the
Oh
house
my God.
so much that
Yes.
like I started singing it as well, and my mom made him change the lyrics to like sipping on apple juice so that I would
That's
sing
amazing.
something different. But yeah, I mean that was probably the first.
Your
hip
dad
hop
was
song.
like rolling down the street, broken windows, sipping on apple juice, laid back.
Yeah. And he would just go around the house singing it so much that I would just, kids just pick up on it. And he thought it was hilarious as shit that I was singing it. And I had no idea what I was singing. But then my mom was like, no, he can't. We got to change it up.
That's
Sipping
amazing.
on apple juice.
Yeah.
Yo, my dad used to say that part. My dad used to go, with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Like my dad was into that shit. Now they're part of the hook with the fucking 93 rap hands.
Like there was so much like angry rapping back then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
So much like ferocity.
Like Onyx was big, man.
Yeah.
They were big.
I've never lived in New York, but it felt to me like everybody heard Big Daddy Kane's Raw and was like, that's how I'm rapping from now on. And it was like, and so there was a lot of angry rapping, and Snoop was the first slow flow, like having fun, making jokes, but like the Doggy Dog World video with the dramatics.
That's my favorite song on the album.
In it. Yes. He has the dramatics doing the hook.
Yeah, present the fabulous dramatics.
But I would say Too Short was like that, even before Snoop was like coming in just like slow and laid back West Coast style. Like Too Short was the godfather of that.
Yep.
Oh, and why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break, this Manscaped break, and then we'll come back. Can we get a motherfucking moment of silence for this small Manscaped break? Yeah.
The Manscaped Minute.
Hey, Call Out Culture listeners. I want to let you know about a new sponsor for Call Out Culture. That's right. We're brought to you today by Manscaped, who is the best below-the-waist grooming champions of the god-darn world. That's right, Manscaped. They're going to give you precision engineering tools around your family jewels. No more of those rusty scissors with glue on them that your kids were using. No more of those weird, like, kitchen drawer scissors that you're going to use that might give yourself a homemade vasectomy. You're getting the top-of-the-line tools with their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right. It's 4.0, and it's the Lawnmower. You ever seen the Fenway Park outfield where they do the sock in the middle of the field? You could do that with your junk with the 4.0. Trust me, I've done it. And I've got the green monster. Well, it used to be green, but now it's not anymore. That's right. So there's over 2 million men worldwide who have used Manscaped and trust Manscaped, and you could get down with this by using the exclusive offer. You're going to get 20% off, free worldwide shipping if you use the code COC20 at manscaped.com. So you put that code in at checkout, you're going to get hooked up with the whole thing. That's right, 20% off, free shipping. That code again, COC20, and just go to manscaped.com. That's 20% free shipping, manscaped.com, and the goddamn code is COC20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job. Manscaped. No more having to use the power sander, fellas. Manscaped. The Lawnmower 4.0. Get your shit tight, get it right, and go to Manscaped. You can even get other things like underwear. You could get weird, like, not weird, I guess, good smelling lotions to put down there and make your stuff not smell like bleachy and weird like you've been running around all day. You get it all. Just use the code COC20 at manscaped.com and you will get 20% off, free shipping, and a beautiful set of balls that you could put on your Christmas tree if you want. Show your family. Everybody will be proud. They'll be like, look at my son's balls. They're so taut, so well shorn. And that's all because you went to Manscaped. So be the pride of your mom. Be the jewel in her eye. Go to manscaped.com, mother effers. Peace.
We're back. Call Out Culture. Crossover episode part 2 with Free Music Empire. Okay, cool. So this has been a good one about hooks. And again, Curly Castro on the road, not able to make it. But again, shouts to you guys if you're listening, and then you're fucking with us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter. I haven't checked the iTunes reviews in a while, but you know, that's always fun to throw some new reviews at us. We read them on the air. We throw some shit back at you if you fuck with us on you want to trigger us and say funny shit about Alaska's taste, which is typically terrible. You can do that all wherever you want on the iTunes reviews. Okay, so we're gonna get right to the meat and potatoes very quickly. Then I'll let Dano introduce this segment of the crossover.
And I want to kind of tell a story. I think we did this one because we had Fat Tony. We were lucky enough to have Fat Tony from Houston too early to talk about Devin the Dude, the legacy of Devin the Dude.
Oh, Devin the Dude.
Nice. Devin the Dude's amazing.
Devin the Dude. And one of the stories I said was when I was serving in Korea in the military, there was one bar. The base was so small. There was one bar. And it's in Korea. There's a jukebox and everybody's there in the everybody's there. The military is Southern. It is just, there's mostly Southern folks.
Right.
And so we're all sitting around. Some guy goes to the jukebox, presses play, and it's See What I Can Pull from the Dude, Devin the Dude.
Wow.
And everyone is singing this. Everyone knows every word, every note, every fluctuation of the voice. And I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Whoa.
West Coast. And just hearing the lyrics and being like, did he just say it's fine and he'll just find another one and you can have his chick? Like, I've never heard that before. Like, you can't do that. Like, The Dude by Devin the Dude with Boo Booing and all this was just like, there was just nothing.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Devin the Dude, man. Fuck. Every time you see his name on some shit, you get happy. You're like, oh, wow. Like, Devin's on this jam? That shit
he had a
hard.
song called Le Grande Naga of Here. I just played it all the time. My wife had this love-hate relationship with me, like playing Devin the Dude. It was so funny because sometimes she was like, this is brilliant, like Zeldar and shit, the robots. And,
oh, that's awesome.
Oh, so good.
Fucking Devin the Dude.
Yep.
That's a good one. Alaska, do you have something similar to that?
I mean, I don't have anything cool like that, but one hook that always just stays in my head is like when I used to go to New Orleans all the time, there was this dude named DJ Jubilee. And he had this song called The Jubilee Bounce. And just like part of the hook was like, trick, don't try to front, better buy Jubilee his outfit. Need khaki pants, a white t-shirt, and some chucks for the dance. That shit.
Yo, wait, hold on, bro. How have you not used this on any of our projects, dog? You gotta use that shit.
Amazing.
I mean, I'll try to jack it. I gotta just figure out how to swing it.
Like Ghostface jacking this shit for like Mighty Healthy. You know, when we hug these mics, we get busy. That's like some Divine Force shit. You got to steal this DJ Jubilee shit. This shit is crazy.
I'll steal it for the next Cargo Cults record.
Please do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a post-it note.
So I actually got a question on a hook. It's one of my favorite hooks. The hook from "Do It Again" by Jay-Z. Like 12 a.m. at the Waffle House.
Yes. Right.
He jacked that from somebody, right?
Yes.
Like, I always remember learning. I just can't figure out who it was. Like I can never find any information.
Fuck.
It was like a go-go song, right?
Yeah. Fuck. Because I remember I heard it and I was like, oh my God, why did I never connect it to? I can't remember now.
Vacations, all I ever wanted.
Oh my. Damn.
I don't know, man.
Yo, wow. you know who we're really forgetting is like I mean, I don't have one particular album from him because I remember I bought his greatest hits album and ran it to the ground. LL Cool J, All World.
Yeah.
Booming System, insane. Around the way, baby. Jingling, baby. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Hook, incredible. Backseat of my Jeep, let's swing an episode. Doing it. I represent Queens. She was raised out in Brooklyn. Doing it. And you know what I mean? Like that shit is bonkers.
Yeah.
Lounging. Who do you love? I want to lounge with you. Oh, you for sure. I do what I gotta do. Who do you love? That's crazy. Going back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. No, I don't think so. I'm like that. All that shit is so simple. And LL ran that shit. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, that's
the jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. The jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. You see what I'm saying? Like call and response, super straightforward shit. You do a show in a club, every girl's gonna do that part, and every guy's gonna say, "Go ahead, baby." The jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think I realized it. I don't think I realized how special LL was with that shit. I listened to Pig Cookies in a Plastic Bag getting
crushed by buildings.
Like that song, because no one respects that album. And sometimes I'm like,
14 Shots. Yeah, it's a weird album.
I grabbed it. I was just like, holy, like LL did shit no one else did. And give another New York one, because mostly New York's not on my list. Mostly it's Southern shit. But I will say Nice and Smooth, Ain't a Damn Thing Changed.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice and Smooth were Hook Kings.
That's harmonized. Like, those guys were. Greg Nice is a genius.
Yo, every single rapper alive, whether they know it or not. Like, I was just listening to some shit the other day. It was it might have been like Young Dolph or some shit.
Yep.
And no, it was British. It was this dude, Heady One, this UK dude, or Big Heady or Heady One, right? He does the Greg Nice flow on some songs. And I'm like, this shit, whether you know it or not, like you're tapping into like 89 doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like the landing on the one syllable. You know what I mean? Like and using your energy on that part. That shit is hard. Yeah, that shit is crazy. I'm gonna hit you with one of my all-time favorite guys. You ready for this?
Do it.
Drake.
Yes.
I'm a big Drake dude. I love Drake. But my path to Drake was like, this dude's a soft, this dude's a bitch. He's corny.
Right,
he's basically just taking 808s and Heartbreak and being like, what if this album never ended? What if someone just kept making this album? So all of that shit, his first couple joints to me was just all 808s churned out again and again and again while Kanye moved on, right? So when I got to Nothing Was the Same, and I was like, yo, Started From the Bottom is the hardest shit in the world. Worst Behavior, hardest shit in the world. Worst. You know what I mean? Just say that shit about my worst behavior. Motherfuckers never loved us. You know what I mean? I'm like, every person, this is a child actor from Clean Cut Ass Toronto talking about motherfuckers never loved us. And that's like the most universal shit to say. Motherfuckers never loved us.
Yeah.
Worst Behavior. Like that shit is hard. And then Started From the Bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Like so easy. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And I remember he said like he came up with those hooks because he heard Watch the Throne when they did N-Bombs in Paris. Right. When he heard Kanye say, that shit cray. That shit cray. That shit cray. He was like, I gotta be even simpler than that. What's simpler than that? Started from the bottom, now we're here. That's it. That's the fucking hook. You know what I mean? Or like Worst Behavior.
I remember the first time I heard Started From the Bottom, I was like, this beat has been stripped for parts. There's just nothing to it. Like this hook is so simple and repetitive. Like, what are you doing? And then the second time I heard it, I was like, damn you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to another incredible hook album, Mace, Harlem World. Now, who's hot? Who not? Tell me who rock. Who tell us.
Wow. Yeah.
Mace is the fucking king, bro. When you play Harlem World, you're like, yo, he could have ran this shit for 10 years. And that second album is so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so Double Up is a disaster. It's so bad. But like Harlem World, he had it that 1 year. Everything he did was crazy. You know what I mean? That album is along those lines too. But like when I heard Drake on that banging ass song start doing the Mace shit, I was like, he knows. He knows what it is. You know what I mean?
He knows.
That's my joint.
Can I drop a couple quick New York centric folks?
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are strictly like get the club bananas folks. DMX.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
And MOP.
Yo,
like just Nobody talks about MOP.
You want to hear something slick about MOP?
Yeah.
They're the new Run DMC.
Love it.
It's raw, screaming back and forth guys.
Yeah.
It's Run DMC.
I got an MOP story with Sage Francis. The Rock the Bells. It's like the second, third stage next to the picnic tables kind of shit. MOP goes on. The crowd loves it, right? They're screaming. They're doing ad libs. What? MOP? What?
Yep.
Now, Epic Beardmen come up next, right? Sage Francis, and they're like, start doing MOP ad libs.
Fire!
MOP, like that. So confused. They're just like,
rapper dude.
Man, let's just do it too. It was hilarious.
Dude, like Dilla, half of Donuts is fucking MOP ad libs.
Right.
Like seriously.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like, yo, like that, MOP putting acapellas on 12 inches was like the best career move they ever made. Because Madlib and Dilla ran through that shit. Oh my God.
Right.
They ran through. Like it was like how Pete Rock was with Biz and Kane. Dilla and Madlib were like all MOP on everything I made. Yeah. MOP yelling. You know what I mean? That shit is stupid hot.
And Warriors, one of those albums, if you've got to fight somebody, just you can listen to Warriors and you're ready. Like it is just
to me, that's the hardest album ever made of all time.
That's fair.
Warriors is hard as shit. Every which way. Sorry, it's a mosquito in my house.
Yep.
That shit is stupid crazy. Cool. Why don't we take our last Manscaped break and we'll wrap up the crossover episode. It was me, Zilla Rocca, Alaska, Dan O, K Diggy, Curly Castro, slaying it with Prem Rock somewhere in the world on the East Coast.
Crush a Lot Podcast presents A Score to Settle Volume 1, the remixes produced entirely by The Expert, featuring the juggernauts of the underground scene, Riggs, Mooch, Mav, Smooth, B.A. Bad, Bub Styles, Lloyd Juco, A-Sun Eastwood, Fast Life, Adonis, D Polo, and more. Go check it out in Bandcamp right now with a special bonus track by Zilla Rocca.
Expensive clothes, man, I'm who she chose. That's a feast for crows, cause that's how it goes. My sour highs and my sweet and lows. The winter snows froze the winter rose.
Check it out right now. A Score to Settle, the remixes on Bandcamp and DSPs coming soon. Crush a Lot Podcast. Peace.
Hey friends, it's me, your friendly neighborhood podcast host, Alaska. And I'm here to tell you about an exciting new project that I just released with my friend Jason Griff. You might know Jason Griff from his many appearances on the Call Out Culture podcast, as well as his groundbreaking work with the Griff Scorsese Midnight Express album. Also, his solo project, Fireside Chats. You need a sweater and a bearskin rug for that one, fellas. Anyway, we just dropped a new record called Human Zoo. And Human Zoo examines the cages that we put around society and the self-imposed cages we put around ourselves. It features exciting tracks like Reboot, featuring Fat Boy Sharif, and Animal Farm, featuring Love Ulysses. We also have additional vocals from the likes of Alex Ludovico. Not Ludovico, Ludovico with a C. See what I'm saying there, people? And Prem Rock. And then the All Hook All the Time track, featuring vocal stylings from Curly Castro, Zilla Rocca, Def C, Rob Sonic, Breezely Bruin, and Open Mike Eagle. If you like the rap music, folks, you're gonna want to get this record. It's a must-have for every true aficionado, and you could get it at insubordinaterecords.com. Alaska, out.
Yeah, Steel's Kitchen in
a new compilation from us, Wrecking Crew. The follow-up to last year's Raheem's Lament, dropping June 4th at wreckingcrew.bandcamp.com. All new joints from Shrapnel, Career Crooks, Cargo Colts. All new solo songs from me, Small Pro, Curly Castro, and Prem Rock. Alaska's on there. Marcus Pin's doing cuts all up and then out. Peace. Fresh Kill's got a beat on there. Shouts to Canada. We got Jason Griff on this piece. Stan Ipkiss. Fat Boy Sharif, our very dear friend. Scorsese, rest in peace. He's on there. Yo, man. Disco Vietnam, Dose 4GW. Whew. Mastered by Cryptic, one of Adam's fam, and artwork and design by PQ. Family affair. And our family's the illest. Wrecking Crew Steel's Kitchen, June 4th. Get it. We're back from the Tostitos Manscaped combo break. You know what I mean? Eat your Tostitos, then shave your balls. Do whatever you got to do out here. You know what I mean? Crop it out. So, this is our final segment here on the best rap albums and best hooks and whatever. You get the gist. We're just having a good fucking time. All right. So, we're going to wrap up with a last part about like first time hearing hooks. Dan, oh man, this is your shit. Go, just run with it. Just
Beautiful, man. So, like, a couple off the top. First thing, I had a friend who sunk all of his money into his car. Like,
always a great idea. Great idea. That's how you make money every day. Is you put money into a car.
He was just like every available, all his whole paycheck went to this car. So he was always in the car doing something. So I would go with him because I didn't have a license. And so it was a perfect marriage there. And when I remember we turned on the radio and Bombs Over Baghdad came on.
Yeah.
We jumped around in the car like children. We were just so excited.
Yeah.
So exciting to hear. For a while, it felt like Outkast was just doing a completely different kind of music than anyone in the world.
That song is fucking amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Video is great still.
The other one I would say, and I hated Lil Wayne. I was like, he's just big on gross jokes and da 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 da. But then my people from New Orleans gave me The Block Is Hot and Lights.
Yep.
Like, look, Young Wayne is one of the best young rappers of all young rapper time, right?
Right. I agree.
Like 16, 17 in the booth. It's hard to do better than Young Wayne.
Great call. I like that one. All right, what you got, Alaska? You got anything in that wheelhouse?
I mean, I think one that just always like I always remember like the first time I heard it was Shimmy Shimmy Ya.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like that shit is just a magical moment. Nobody else in the world can do it or could have done it or will be able to do anything like that ever since. It was just like that special man at that special one moment in time.
You can go on my IG right now on like my IGTV, and there's a clip of me and Castro doing Shimmy Shimmy Y'all live in like 2019 with a full band, and people are losing their fucking mind at that show.
Yeah,
and at that point, that was our biggest show ever in Philly, opening for Rakim. So like that joint is a go-to forever. Like shouts to Old Dirty. That joint rules the world.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Part of me feels like Shimmy Shimmy Ya is where it became like a religion. It was where like we were like, sure, you got the knowledge over here, you've got the like Method Man star power over here, but like, we've got this bit of madness, this pearl of madness that no one can ever duplicate.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What do you got, K Diggy?
I'm gonna go with, I think like and so weird because I'm gonna go with Slippin' from DMX.
Ooh.
Because it was just something that it's weird because I first heard that song when I was a 12-year-old kid living in the suburb of Portland, Maine. And yet there was something about that hook, hearing it the first time, that really resonated with me. And I think it kind of like ties into what, like a good hook, like Drake is, to kind of tie back to what you're saying, he's gifted at that. he's able to find like that morsel of truth in something, and just figure out a way to communicate in the most simplistic, addictive way. And for me, like Slippin', like was that for me. Like
wow.
Like I mean, I grew up on, like I literally grew up on a circle, so I'm not from like a hard background, but there was something about that hook that was so universal that even me, like a 12-year-old kid, could like connect with it.
And did you know what he was saying when he was like, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up? Did you know what that was from?
No, it's from something?
It's like from some old ass commercial when like old people fall down the steps.
Yeah, it was.
And they had like a necklace and they would push a button, they would go, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, it was the meddler. It's this old lady, she falls and she's like, help me, I fallen
and I can't get up.
He made that shit sound so hard though.
He did, right?
That's the gift that him and guys like Drake have. They know how to take something in and make it universal. Like take a truth and make it universal and break it down, you know?
That's a good one.
The bully in your high school was tearing up listening to Slippin'. They were just like,
he's like, get back on my feet so I can tear shit up.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Wow, Slippin'. I remember. Oh, I love that shit. I want to throw one out there. There's no real hook. The whole song is a hook. Regulate, Warren G and Nate Dogg. The entire song is a fucking chorus.
I was very close to including this album, right? Like, I love this album. Regulate
Warren G. Yeah.
Love Warren G because Warren G wasn't like an average guy rapper.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wasn't like sitting there trying to be like, I'm the normal one, y'all are weird.
Right.
He was like, his songs were like this DJ. He was just like, he was just rapping because he loved rapping. He seemed connected to those old, like, you know, it takes two to make the thing go right.
Yes.
Like, era of rap.
Yes. So I was going to use that, but the entire song is a hook, basically. And then I was thinking, like, what hooks like blew me away? It might just be Ready to Die, like Juicy, Big Papa, One More Chance remix, like all of those, like ran the world.
Yep.
And so I can't even pick one. Like I remember just hearing phrases people would repeat from those songs. So like Juicy, people to me around me weren't singing the hook. They were saying birthdays was the worst days and we sip champagne when we thirsty. Like that was the part people were saying. They were like making a hook out of Big. You know what I mean? And then Big Papa was like, what's the line from Big Papa when he says like, I can't remember, but like, you know, I love it when you call me big, but throw your hands in the air. You're the true player. That's like, you got the gun up in your. I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. And then One More Chance remix is. I mean, that shit is like. What's up?
The point needs to be made about like New York hip hop that was so fucking weird, and it's in the Biggie documentary. To your point,
yes,
Biggie was in the same block as him. Was
the jazz dude,
trumpet dude who had been in all the jazz bands, and Biggie would hang out and freestyle to his trumpet, and the dude was like, "You've got to make your flow like an instrument." Like,
yeah, do Count Basie for me when you come back, and he did. The motherfucker was the ultimate weapon, bro. Like he was bred to be that shit. And then his uncles were fucking Toastmasters in Jamaica. He would go to fucking Jamaica and spend time down there. And no one around him ever knew this shit. For 30 years, no one knew. He was just absorbing all of like, here's the best American music to study, jazz. Here's the best music in the world, reggae. Boom. Now go rap. You know, that wasn't fair. And then last but not my one quick honorable mention. When I said it at the beginning, like Slum Village. When I heard, my old rap partner was like always pushing them on me, and I'm like, these guys are fucking garbage. They can't even rhyme. They got weird voices. I don't get it. But when I played I Don't Know Why the Fuck I'm Fucking With You, I was like, I get it. The chorus is I don't know why the fuck I'm fucking with you. I don't know why the fuck I'm fucking with you. Like every dude has been with or a woman's been with a man being like, I don't know why the fuck I'm fucking with you. Like, I don't get it. Why are we together? That shit was great. And it was hearing them over like, some like soulful James Brown, Pete Rock type shit, saying the most ignorant, vulgar shit in the world. And I was always like, oh, Slum Village is like wild dudes. They're wild, even though it's like beige and like earth tone, LRG,
right.
neo soul, okay player. They're like, nah, we're going to fucking strip club. We're so about get this money, raise it up. You know what I mean? Like climax, girl shit, songs about orgies. That's what we're about. And I was always like, oh, talk about Trojan horse in it. But I didn't really get that till I heard, I don't know why the fuck I'm fucking with you. So there you go. I just want to toss that one out there for Slum.
Alaska, how do you feel about Das Effects? Do they deserve to be here? Or is this novelty? How do you feel about all that?
I mean, I love Das Effects, but they don't deserve to be here.
Wow.
Fair.
They don't get a spot out here.
Yeah. No, hell no. Know who does deserve to be here, though, maybe? Dead Prez. Just for bigger than hip hop.
Yeah, one of the best singles ever. Just what
invented dubstep. That's the birth of dubstep. That song, for better or for worse. Yeah. And then I'm surprised you didn't put Capital Punishment on there, dog.
Yeah, no, I love Capital Punishment, and I think Warning is the best first song. I love Warning as a first song, and his hooks were great.
Oh, Beware, you mean? I gave you fair warning. Beware.
Yep.
I mean, still not player hook crazy.
Yep.
You ain't a killer, crazy hook. Glamour life.
He taught Fat Joe how to widen the scope. Everybody thinks Fat Joe is like this natural A&R guy.
Oh no, yeah.
Nah. Boomerang hook crazy. Yeah. Came up crazy. Parental discretion advised. Get out of here. That shit was awesome.
He also knew how to come in with the crazy lines. Remember that Wyclef song?
Your Caribbean Connection, man.
And like the first line is just like him making
shit on the whole industry.
And being like shit on the whole industry.
Who got more styles the pun? Oh, and I have a quick theory real quick. I was listening to Boogie Down Productions over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And there's like bazillion hooks on the first two albums, right?
Yep.
But I realized KRS-One fell off because he stopped listening to white music.
Like on that Billy album, Joel hooks is what you're saying?
He was doing Billy Joel hooks, Hall & Oates, Beatles. He was doing white shit all over those albums. And then he stopped. And he just became like, I am hip hop. I am the culture. B-boys, pens with graffiti in them. Like he became so serious as like a thought leader before that shit existed.
A cult leader.
Yeah, like literally a cult leader versus being like, yo, this Paul McCartney song's hot. How do I steal it? Yo, this Linda Ronstadt shit is kind of crackhead. How do I use it? You know what I mean? Whereas the first two BDP joints is all. There it is.
Yep. Yeah. No, you gotta stay loose, and he really hardened up and just became like the least interesting version of himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have been listening like Sting or some shit. I don't know.
So Z, can I read a couple quick reviews that we got?
Sure. Oh, sure. Let's do it. Let's end it down.
One of them is really magical. I love it. Okay. So this one's a 5-star review from Sabir 2007.
Nice.
It's just discovered and digging it. I'm playing catch up. Glad I found this podcast. Love hearing the indie label talk of the 90s and the 2000s. But This one's the gold right here.
Just Sabir.
And this is from MT Harris 78. 1 star.
Whoa.
Rough listen. Everyone could do a podcast these days. Sheesh. He wrote out sheesh. The production of this, everyone talking over each other, the lack of editing out of unnecessary content, and frankly, multiple inaccurate comments made this a really rough listen. I'm speaking specifically of the comment episode. The attempts at humor fail for the most part, and they sound like a bunch of bitter rappers. I'm actually surprised that Sean, who I like a lot, does a really good job, professional work, can't knock the hustle shove and the questions, agreed to be on this show.
Yo, was that your dad? Who the fuck wrote that?
My
was
dad,
your father.
MC Harris.
Your father wrote that.
My father, he's a huge Common fan.
Loves Common.
Loves Common fan.
By the way, make Sean Kantrowitz the Jeopardy host, you cowards.
Sean is the greatest.
Give it to him.
Sean is incredible. Shouts to
Sean's
Alaska.
fantastic.
Shouts to Alaska repping call-out culture. Scoring
Man,
a very mean,
man.
very respectable 10 out of 50. You can't touch the God over here. I'm repping for everybody. 15 out of 15.
That's like a D- I scored. I got like 66%.
Listen, man. Listen, we standardized test has no children left behind. We're not fuck with all that. In your heart, you know the answers. You put 10 out of 15.
Actually, I didn't on a lot of those.
They were hard.
The crate digging ones, I was like, I have no idea.
They were wild hard. I would have fucked up on them. I got a lucky draw that day when I went on. But shouts to Sean. Everybody should check out the questions. Hip hop trivia game and Can't Knock the Shuffle when it comes back. Everybody should be checking for your Music Empire. Yo, go fucking subscribe, man. Yo, all the subscribers get the flash shit early. You get all these episodes early. You get exclusive content in the inbox. I love it. I subscribe to it. I like to read Dan. When I'm just I don't feel like doing work at my job, I just read some Dano real quick. I'm like, this is great. This is the content.
They got the fresh hats.
They got the fresh fire hats you can get.
Yeah.
Bong, they're out here now. The beanies, the hats, live from the apocalypse.
And it was cool once I set up the subscribers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Permission to write the weirdest fucking shit and be
It's
like,
the best.
let me give it to the subscribers. And
Let's do it.
If you want me to dissect the writing of Donald Goines, you know?
Why not?
And it was fucking cool. It's been a lot of fun to do. I wrote about like the last 5 years of Billie Holiday's musical career last week. It was super fun.
That's great, dude.
I'm like, I don't know who's gonna like it, but whatever, we'll do it.
Fuck it, man. Yo, it's over for you guys. Anything you guys want to plug real quick? Beside the website, the hats, the beanies,
website,
the notebooks.
Oh, notebooks, killing it. I
got the notebooks.
But yeah, we want to say, first of all, yes, the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. More crazy interviews coming. Subscribe to the website. You could subscribe to us on any of your, Spotify, Google, Apple's podcast. But the thing is, you're going to be 10 episodes behind.
True.
Where the actual subscribers are.
True.
So, we interviewed Chumzilla last week. He gave us jewels, gems.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We've got crazy people coming. It's awesome. Like when I start this shit, I'm just doing it to do it. I don't think anybody cares. And like people start caring, and then I start to ask people if they can do stuff, and they're like, "I'd love to," and I'm like, "You'd love to? This is great. What a life!" So
that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
And with State of the Game, we didn't even really start it to get big or anything. We didn't think about this. We were just like, let's discover more about the music we like. Let's just and that's really
one of the good things that came out of COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do a fucking great job, man. Like seriously, it's wonderful. So I'm excited to see where you guys keep taking it. What are you thinking next? You want to write about some wild shit? I'm reading it. You want to interview dope ass indie dudes? I watch them. Usually I watch the episodes when I'm folding clothes. That's when I get the Dano K Diggy time in.
Man.
I'm only doing laundry once a week, but just give you a heads up. That's when I'm just in the basement by myself with the YouTube on the phone, banging it. No one talking to me. That's my favorite.
That's what J. Cole was rapping about.
In the podcast space, by the way, somebody Call It Culture should think about having on. We had Dylan Green on a while ago. Cinema Sci, Real Notes.
Great kid.
New Music Friday. Great writer, great music thinker.
He is. Yep.
And he was so dope Like it's up right now. He's so intelligent, he's so smart, but he's also very conversationally kind.
He is. He's very kind.
Very free, moving, flowing, and he brought music we weren't listening to the table. It was great.
Yeah, he put me onto that injury reserve shit. I wasn't really fucking with that, and he put me onto that. Great kid. Whenever he edits the episode we did together, at the end of the episode, my basement started flooding violently, so I had to cut it short. But shouts, that's when we had fucking tornadoes in Philly and Jersey. I was recording with him while my basement was just draining water everywhere. So shouts to him. He's a good kid. Yeah, I like him. Alaska, you got anything, my man?
No, I'm good, man.
Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, Human Zoo is out.
Yep.
It is. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That is a fact. So go find it.
Go find it. Have you gotten your artist profile straight out on Spotify and Apple Music? So it's not like some Spanish
I've
dude.
been trying, and I can't get them to do anything. So I don't like Spotify anyway as it is. So I'm not really pushing for it. I don't give a shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Vegas Vic. Every week I say, oh, we found out the vinyl's in hand, and then a week goes by and I don't fucking see the vinyl. I don't know where it is. Vinyl sucks, man. This is a pain in the ass. So you can still fuck with the record on all the DSPs. You can get the tapes and CDs. I got an interview with Next Movement that should be out, and then with Real Notes with the homie Cinema Side, Dylan Green. So that's a good breakdown of the album. And then probably the next week or two, I'll start teasing me and Small Pro's album. So that Career Crooks album, Never at Peace. I just approved everything with the manufacturer for all the merch. So we'll probably start fucking talking about that like end of the month, early November-ish. So there you go. You heard it here first.
Philly ingredient, aka the Philly ingredient.
The Philly ingredient. So there it is. Well, boys, it's been a blast. Hopefully
Always.
we don't get another 1-star review. Talking over each other. The audio quality's trash. Where our jokes are terrible. Man, fuck you, man. Alaska's dad's so out of pocket. I can't believe he just sat there and wrote that shit about us. But whatever. Nah,
bad reviews are the best ones.
They are the greatest.
Yeah.
I wanted
the fact that somebody can get so upset about something that's free.
I don't even I wanted to say I'm totally indifferent to anybody's comments or reviews. I probably won't even see them. Managing the Free Music Empire site for over 10 years, comments just are so brutally insane. It's like someone insulting you, but you read it 10 times just to understand it. You're like, what? Am I an orchid? And how is that I don't understand what's going on, and you just move on with your life.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I find it's fun to laugh at them because it neuters them.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
And that dude has definitely now listened to about 4 more episodes since the one with Sean.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely.
He's probably going back.
Yeah. He's like, I hate these rascals. Let me play 4 more. Fuck. Yeah. He's not.
They're still talking over each other.
If you listen to Call Out Culture, pay attention to the wording of the episodes. If it's a lineage of greatness, that means something, right?
True.
If it's what we're going to talk about or we need to talk about, that's a different thing.
That's a crapshoot.
That is. Who the fuck knows? And when I did the call-in episode with Donda in the crib, that was a wild time too. When Philly was literally flooded underwater, 4 feet of rain. God. That was fun too.
Great work.
Right.
Rap music plug. Have you seen Rohan's 42-minute Donda review?
I haven't got the stamina after listening to it and then doing a whole episode about it by myself. I was like, I can't go back to this Donda world. I can't do it, bro.
Shit like that. He mapped his whole life within the span of Kanye, and it's amazing. It's like a one-man play thing. But a review, it's
all right. I might make time for that one. Yeah, because think about that. It's 45 minutes and it's not even half as long as Donda. It's like 40% of Donda. That's crazy.
He's also got a 15-minute clip that is the most brutally personal shit. So
he gets dark. Shouts to Rap Music Plug podcast too. Fucking cool. All right, gang. It's been fucking awesome. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening wherever you guys are. Leave us a 1-star review. We're gonna fucking laugh at you. There you go.
Boom.
Buy my merch.
Peace.
Peace.